Are you concerned with your child's social media usage? According to a recent University of Michigan poll, 50% of 10 to 12-year-olds and 33% of 7 to 9-year-olds use social media apps, even though most apps require children to be at least 13 years old. Well, if you can't get them to slow their usage, what do you do? Well, Ellen and I spoke with adolescent therapist Dr. Courtney Conley to get some ideas.
Dr. Conley, when it comes to kids and social media, I wish we could just avoid this entire topic, but obviously we can't. Is all social media bad? Like, where do you stand on this?
No, I think there are powerful ways that we can utilize social media to strengthen our relationships with our kids, because the fact is, it exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there are ways that we can leverage it and use it to our favor so that we can gain access to their online world, and then also develop a connection with our kids through social media.
You have some ideas for us on how to build those connections and kind of help make sure they're safe. So where do we start? What should we be doing?
Yeah. Well, when we think of parenting, we're always, we're parenting for the long game. So trying to really sort of understand their social media usage and their online world and gain access to it before we really reshape it, I think is the first starting point. So kind of being willing to back up and take a deep breath and figure out, okay, what it is that they're using and enjoying and all of that. And then there are some really fun ways that we can do that. It doesn't have to be punitive and, we don't always have to be yelling and that kind of thing. So just kind of making it a game, making it fun, asking them, hey, if you had to delete everything off of your phone except for 3 apps, what 3 apps would you keep and why? Or making it sort of a family competition by seeing who can decrease their screen time the most throughout the week and having some kind of reward or little prize attached to that. But to be fair about it, you want to do it by percentage rather than, minutes or how long somebody's actually on it, because our teens might be on it a little longer than us as adults. You can also do things like start a Snapchat streak with your kid. Snapchat is really popular among adolescents. Or, another one is even just saying, hey, tell me 2 people that you like to follow that you enjoy and you find inspiring, and then I'll follow them and I'll tell you 2 people that I like to enjoy, and then kind of compare notes at the end of the week.
When I saw you were talking about have fun with it, I was like, oh, I feel like that sounds hard, because I feel like they would get really defensive when you try to check in on them. Like, how do you approach them and be like, hey, this is fun? Like, is there a way to kind of break that ice?
Yeah, I think it's all, again, in your approach, right? When you're just asking them fun questions like that, you're kind of catching them off guard, because I think in a lot of ways, our kids are used to us just immediately enforcing those boundaries and telling them, okay, you're only on it, you're only allowed to be on social media for this amount of time or that amount of time. So I think just approaching it with curiosity and just really showing an interest and being open-minded in their being open-minded to learning about their online world is really key.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, I have 2 teenage daughters, yeah. Dr. Conley, so we're going through this right now. And the benefits have been they are so much more up on world issues and things that are happening by being on Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram. And actually, just a quick story, our 14-year-old, because I'm verified on Twitter, and she was like, I got to get somebody that's verified. So she asked me to follow her. And I was like, my stepmom's following me now. And I was like, okay, if you want me following you and seeing what you're doing, then I'm not going to say anything, But it's finding that balance of what do we get on them about and what their presence is versus how they're using it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up a great point, because we can leverage those things to our advantage as well. When things are coming out around social media and in the news and stuff like that, we can ask our kids, have you seen this? What do you think about this? Does it impact you this way? And kind of start the conversation that way as well. So we're bringing them up to date with what's going on, but then also gaining their input. And I think a lot of times, we talk to our kids rather than with them. So gaining their input makes them, makes them feel valued.
Yeah,
that is good. I'm going to have to remember that for years from now.
Yeah, when your 5-month-old is finally on social media.
Dr. Conley, thank you for helping us walk through this extremely overwhelming and daunting task. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Some great advice, and if you want to build a stronger relationship with your teen, Dr. Conley offers a free training on her website. It's Courtney-Conley.com. Good luck, parents.